Okay, well here we go. We're watching a video together. Reaction.
And we've released a few trailers so far.
Very little
Although it'll just be a
is known about this very,
I'm going to
very
actually play
secretive
the game for
game.
you all today and show you what it's like.
It's the sequel to my favorite game of all time.
Okay? Let's begin.
No delays, Darth Taz says.
Here we are in the land of Hyrule.
So it's they're playing it.
Like the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, there's a vast world to explore. Of course, it's not just the same world as is. It's changed in many ways.
Oh, let's get this.
If we talk
okay.
about all of the changes today, we'll run out of time, so we hope you'll seek them out for yourself when the game launches.
How do you like this setup? My wife said that we should see
In this
more
game,
of the
vast world of
game
Hyrule
screen
reaches
and less of the
high
other
into the
stuff.
sky.
Does this look better to you
You'll
guys?
notice some landmasses floating up there.
I don't want to put a
We
big
call
green
them
screen in
sky
here and have
islands.
me floating and everything. Like, I just don't want to do that. Does this look okay?
You're probably wondering something. How do you get to the Sky Islands when they're so high up?
I'm wondering that.
If we take a look, oh, something's falling from the
Thank
sky.
you, Chester Eugene.
Do you see it? I wonder what that is. Let's head over to it. We're almost at the spot where the object fell.
Okay.
Here it is.
All of this looks very familiar
Okay,
so far.
Let's use one of Link's
Wonderful,
new
but familiar.
abilities. If you do this on the rock that just fell,
5 ads. Darth Taz. Sorry, buddy.
look, it started rising. This power is known as recall, which rewinds an object's movement. Since I just used recall on the fallen rock, I can now rise into the sky.
Ah,
We're
okay.
a lot closer to the Sky Islands. Let's use the paraglider to reach one of them.
Okay.
There are a few other Sky Islands floating here too.
This is why Aonuma said we
I
should be
made it.
playing Skyward Sword.
There are lots of ways to reach the Sky Islands, so we hope you'll try a few different methods. Okay, now we're on a slightly bigger Sky Island. Just like on the surface, there are several man-made structures. Some trees are also growing here. You won't see many of those yellow trees on the surface, though. Let's walk around for a bit.
This is cool. We're actually getting to
There's a
see
branch
this
on the
game
ground.
being played.
When you find something like this, you
Together.
should pick it up.
I love it.
It might come in handy later. Let's continue. Oh, something's there. This is a brand new enemy called a construct. We'll fight it using the branch we just picked up. Ah, the branch broke. Not good, not good. Quick, get another branch and we defeated it. Moving on. We've now explored more of this Sky Island. As expected, fighting with just a branch won't get us very far. Also, this branch is almost broken. So here's another one of Link's new abilities. If we use this branch and the rock over here, and do this, look, we can stick them together. We created a makeshift hammer. This is called Fuse. You can stick objects together to create new weapons with various effects. Let's take on another construct with this fused weapon. We're dealing with 2 of them at once. Oh, we beat one. The weapon's attack has definitely improved. The other branch broke, but this weapon has much better durability. You can do all sorts of things by experimenting with the fuse ability. You can fuse 2 weapons, for example.
Alpha Cat, good to
If
see
we
you.
take this long stick and fuse it with a pitchfork, we can create a weapon with a much longer attack range. With this, we
Yes,
don't have
the
to
ability
get
to
too
repair
close to
weapons,
enemies,
Darth Taz.
and we can safely attack from a distance.
So you can create weapons
You can
by
also
fusing
fuse
things
arrows
together.
with
That's pretty
materials
cool.
in your inventory. For instance, try fusing this leaf to an arrow. Fuse an ice elemental material to an arrow and you can freeze faraway enemies. Very useful. In addition, let's see. Ah, there's a bird flying around. If you're out hunting, you might feel that aiming with an arrow is too difficult. Apparently, my eyes can't track fast-moving objects as of late, so my shots rarely land. So, at times like these, here's an eyeball you can get by defeating monsters. Fuse it to an arrow and...
Oh man, this is hilarious. Oh,
look,
cool.
it homed in on the target. Let's try this
Eyeball
on
arrows. I've never seen that before.
I'll just fire in that general direction. It's very
Oh
simple.
man, that's so cool.
Depending on what you stick together.
Eyeballs,
fuse
the most
ability could
coveted
also be
item in
beneficial
Tears
for
of the
hunting.
Kingdom. Instantly.
I fused
Good
a
day,
mushroom to my
Pollywog.
shield. Now, you're probably wondering if this has any
Absolutely
use.
incredible draw distance
Well,
wood,
this mushroom
1975.
is actually a puff shroom. Let's fight an enemy with this. I blocked with the shield.
Man, they are getting the
Okay, there's
absolute
smoke
most
now.
out of the
The
launch
enemy's
Nintendo
lost sight
Switch
of
right
Link,
here, aren't they?
so... Attack!
It's a
Even
great
if you
little
struggle with combat, you
smoke
can take
bombs,
down
that's
enemies
pretty cool.
using similar methods. In the previous game, you'd usually get powerful weapons by defeating strong enemies. But in this game, fusing even the weakest weapon with something else could turn it into a useful weapon. There are even more gameplay options for sticking things together. Let me demonstrate. Some of the Sky Islands even have rivers. We'll want to cross this one, but swimming across it, well, the river's too wide for that. We need a boat. Of course, there isn't anything that resembles a boat around here. So, we'll lift up this log and
Let's
attach
make
it
one.
to a second log. Let's do one more. We'll bring this over here and attach a third log.
Wow.
It's a makeshift raft. This is another new ability called Ultra Hand. Even though the logs are currently attached, they can be detached. Let's modify the shape of the raft. You can always attach things or
They
detach
have made
them
crafting
like this.
incredibly intuitive.
Now, if we put this on the water, it's made of wood, so the buoyancy will keep it afloat. We've made a simplified version of a boat. However, it won't move in its current state, so we'll need something to propel it forward.
Look at this engine
There's
that's just
something
here.
Let's try hitting it.
Well, look at that.
Oh, wind. It's blowing wind. Looks like we found a fan. Why don't we try attaching it?
Dartaz, yeah, great observation. His hair is super long, isn't it? He's a wild child.
We'll attach another one. This should make the boat
Oh,
well
VR
balanced.
grid. Come on. Cynicism in full effect there, my friend. Give it a second.
Okay, they're attached. All right, let's try moving the boat.
Did you not like Breath of the
Hey,
Wild VR
it's
grid?
moving.
Good morning, Marco.
It's sailing pretty fast with the wind from the fans. Since we added 2 fans, we should be able to cross the river in no time. All right, we reached the other side. In the most recent trailer, we showed scenes of Link riding a large car and a flying machine. Those vehicles actually aren't in the game from the start. Instead, you'll be able to freely craft them on your own.
Okay.
There are all sorts of objects you'll come across in this game. And depending on how you use your imagination, you can do a lot with them.
Wow.
So, try crafting different things.
There
and
are going to
explore
be
this
many
world
ways
at
to
your
break
leisure.
this game, it feels like. Penis cars
There are even
everywhere,
more
I think, is what we're going to see in this one. Hope the
Take this
Joy-Con
building
dead
over
zone
here.
is adjustable, otherwise
Okay, watch
crafting
this.
positioning could begin very frustrating. This is quite the amazing crafting engine.
Look,
Lego
I
levels of
passed right through the
creativity,
ceiling.
Pollywog says.
This
Yeah,
new
it's
ability
crazy.
is called Ascent.
Oh,
If
VR
you're in
grid,
a
you
place
got to
with a
play it.
ceiling, you can go
It's an
through
incredible game.
to the floor above you. There are some restrictions, but what's great about this ability is that as long as there's a ceiling, you can use it anywhere. For example, this place has a cave with a hill right above it. If we use the ability here,
He's kind of turned into a superhero.
come
He can
on,
do anything now.
keep going. Okay, we emerged at the top of the hill.
He popped through the geometry.
In
That's
the previous
weird.
game, you had to use stamina to climb a mountain.
Right.
But in this game, if there's a mountain with a cave like this one, you can now get to the top without having to climb all the way up. Here's another example. Imagine you're
I don't know
stuck
if I
in
like
a cage.
going through
If it's
the
got a
geometry.
ceiling, you know what to do, right? Exactly.
If it has a
there's
ceiling,
another
just
construct.
bust right through it.
It seems to be holding a strange weapon. Some enemies are equipped with fused weapons, so battles will play out a bit differently from the previous game. Ah, it blew me away with wind. Looks like it's got some sort of fan. Ah!
Uh-oh.
I got pushed off.
Whoa.
Oh well, let's
mind
just
the
return
drop.
to the surface. You can quickly descend from the sky to the surface like this. It feels so good. In the sky, you'll be able to look out across the land.
Wow.
You can also search for destinations that pique your interest. Once you've chosen your destination, you can speed things up. like this.
Aonuma's, I think, playing the game
Let's
right now.
dive
Well,
into
I mean,
this
it's
river.
recorded footage. He picked up a controller to look like he's playing it.
And we're back on the surface. There are still so many things I'd like to show you, but let's leave it at that for now.
Wow, that transition from way up in the Sky Islands.
What did you think? Some of Link's new abilities were updated from the previous game.
Absolutely.
I'm sure some of you watching me play were thinking, wait, if you could do that, then maybe you could do this too. In this game, you can do a lot of things just by thinking about what's even possible.
That's crazy.
There's still a lot of new
I think
gameplay,
Paul is
mysteries, and
absolutely right. This
encounters
has
we
got
couldn't
like
show today.
that
They're all
Lego
jam-packed into this
clickability
unfamiliar
here,
Hyrule,
right?
And we hope
Snap
you'll use
it
your
together.
imagination to explore it. That's all for today.
Oh, man.
Thank you for watching.
That's a nice little tease. I suspect we're going to be getting a much bigger video next month that really takes us into more story and more gameplay. What'd you guys think? What did you think? Are you excited? I mean, I'm freaking stoked. I can't wait to play the sequel to my favorite game of all time. I will say that I saw, a tree pop on. I saw one of the weapons of the enemies clip through the ground. I thought it was a little weird that he just pops up out of the ceiling. I'm not crazy about... there was such an adherence to creating this sense of realism with the physical properties of the first game and using physics with Breath of the Wild that I don't want them to break that illusion and give Link too many ultra powers and superpowers that make him just sort of transition through solid stone like that, like we just saw. That seems a bit odd to me. But if it's in service of the gameplay, I trust this team. They've blown up. I mean, they've blown my mind so many times with their creativity and their inventiveness that I suspect this is going to be sensational, And they've been working on this probably for the full 6 years since Breath of the Wild came out. I can't wait to play it. I want to see more. It does feel like traversal, which... I loved about Breath of the Wild. Like, it actually took a lot of thought and consideration and time to get everywhere. But if you can build all of these craft in this new game, I feel like it's going to expedite whipping around the map, but that probably speaks to the size of the map and the scale of the map and the verticality of the map as well. Like, it feels like they've given you all of Hyrule to cruise around in, and then this whole other upper world to cruise around in. So likely it's a percentile larger, maybe 2 times larger than Breath of the Wild, which is crazy. I love the shot of you flying down to the ground and being able to look out over the vast landscape. I thought that looked incredible. And I can't remember who said it, but the draw distance is pretty phenomenal in this game as well. I have been waiting, I think like a lot of people out there, for some kind of announcement of the Switch 2 tied to this game, but we're edging so close to the release. We're like a month and days away from the a month, 6 weeks basically from being able to play this thing. That I think it's too soon for them to announce it. But I would love to see this game enhanced on more powerful hardware. But that might be a next year type thing. I'm getting further away from crafting. I'd rather play than build. I don't want to scrounge for material and spend time in menus, Super Bob says. I think that's what they wanted to diffuse with this. I think what they were trying to say is, let's scrub back here. I mean, the items are right there. It seems like the items that you're going to need when you need them are nearby. And I think that's what they're kind of pointing at, like it's trying to make the crafting as painless as possible. And sure, you'll collect some items and you'll keep them in your inventory, but it seems pretty, you had so much stuff, right? You made soup, you cooked in Breath of the Wild, you would collect all of these things, and there were very specific points along the map that you would actually combine the stuff to make things. But here it feels like anywhere you want to just slap some stuff together, you're able to do that, and it looks painless. It looks like it's taking some of that physics type gameplay of Breath of the Wild and turning and just cranking the dial and saying, okay, well, you could roll boulders down the bad guys and use your magnetic abilities and things like that. In the previous game, what if we extrapolated? What if you could just take any object and combine them and try all kinds of stuff? And you're not going to be packing around these logs everywhere you go. So I suspect if you need to cross water or you need to get up in the air, you're going to find a lot of the stuff right there. So I think it's going to be a little bit less scrounging. But I hear you, Super Bob. But, this is a massive game. It may not be the shiniest resolution, and it may have some, technical hiccups here and there. But, God, it looks like it's going to give us like 200 hours of new content to dig into. And plus, and all kinds of secrets in here. I can't wait for this damn thing. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for me today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thank you for your support. Hello to the first-time chatters. Make sure you're always connecting with our community here. Our people are incredible. Everybody is so kind and so knowledgeable and so passionate about the video game industry and so, I think, polite and supportive. And it really is a unique, special grouping of individuals that we have that supports Electric Playground, and I'm so damn happy to have you here. Thank you guys. We'll see you soon. And until then, play forever.